about Mammoth Cave. It's in Kentucky, and Mammoth Cave, you're going to read, is not the kind of cave where you think of like, oh, animals hibernate in the cave. You're going to learn about some, what the inside of the cave is made of, and it makes them really amazing to look at. And some of these caves, you can even go down and see certain parts of them. So a couple of things I'm going to point out as you read. You are going to see two types of kind of rock formations that are in
Stalactite?
Yeah. Stalactites and stalagmites. And if you look at the picture, it shows you which one is which. Sometimes it's confusing because they're spelled pretty much the same. I'll tell you here how I remember them in my head. See, this one has a C, and this one has a G. So stalactites, I remember the C is like ceiling. They're on the ceiling in the cave. And the G, the stalagmites grow up from the ground of the cave. So that may help you remember which is which, because they form differently depending on which one of those two that they are. So here's what you're going to do when you read. I put some sticky notes next to each section, and you're going to choose a word that's going to help you remember what that section was about, and you're going to write it on your sticky note. And then we'll use our sticky notes to talk about what we read. Here's the thing. When you choose your keyword, make sure it has at least 2 syllables. Because I don't want you to choose words like might. That's not really helpful. Or curl. That's not really going to help you remember. I want you to remember one of the more important words in the paragraphs, and those tend to have more syllables in them. So you're going to go ahead and, sorry, I totally forgot. I've got to show you how to do this. So let's read the first and second little paragraphs there and then stop, and we'll do the first one together. Okay, so let's read like this. How many caves in the state of Kentucky? Okay, and then choose your keyword and write it on your sticky note. Make sure it has 2 syllables. So don't choose cave, it's only got 1 syllable. And write your keyword on your sticky note. Go ahead, choose 1 word from that section. Yep. Make sure it has 2 syllables. How many syllables? Huge. It only has 1 part. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. Use your keyword and tell us something about that paragraph that you read so that you could cover this up and just use your keyword. So, for example, I chose rocky. So Mammoth Cave has these rocky walls inside them, and actually those are called stalactites and stalagmites. So it has rocky walls inside. So go ahead. How do you pronounce your name? Lamaria. Can tell us something about what you read using your word. Can you cover up what you read? And use your word, mammoth.
picked mammoth because it had. So I picked mammoth because I got the word mammoth cave, and that's kind of what the story is about. And so I thought about a house, which a cave is not like a house, but I thought about a house, and then I just wrote mammoth cave.
So what's mammoth mean? What are the mammoth caves? They are rocky, but what does mammoth mean? What's another word for mammoth? Go back and reread. So what's mammoth mean?
Those dump cave.
Well, let's go back here. Mammoth cave is huge. That's what mammoth means. So what does mammoth mean?
Huge.
Huge, okay.
Isn't mammoth an animal?
Like a woolly mammoth. Yeah, and they are huge. Mhm. Okay, so you chose Rocky. Anything else you can tell us about Rocky? Go ahead.
I like rocks.
Yes.
And I visited a cave once and I saw sparkling rocks, so I collected all of them.
So the stalactites and the stalagmites are rocky, right? Okay, so go ahead. I want you to whisper read, keep on going, and then choose a key word for each of the paragraphs. So let's start here. Look up at the caves. Caves. This is a soft C. And this is a long E. So seal. Keep going.
Up at the cave, and you see up what?
You're close, but here's the base word. Drip, B. They're called stalactites. So let's go back up here. Read that one for me. Uh-huh. Does that make sense? Look up at the caves calling and yelling. Look up at the caves. This is a soft C, and that's a long E. So seal. Uh-huh. There you go.
Troops looking hard.
You'll see not droops looking. Let's look at this base word. Drip B. Drip B.
Looking
Not from. Uh-huh, now put it together. There you go.
They are called
Stalactites. Mhm.
Look down the cave floor, and you'll see
So, but that doesn't make sense, huh? Preeks. I don't see a This is just peaks. There you go. Stalagmites. So what's one word that you want to use that to help you remember what that paragraph is about? Choose your one word. what about? What about? Keep on going.
Because the point is the drippy and his so it will be like drippy and wetty.
So what looks drippy? What looks drippy?
Yeah. It look like this in the fall.
Yes, good thinking. Okay, fine. Can you read that for me?
More than 40 miles, 640 kilometers of
Well, let's keep on going and see if that makes sense. So more than 400 miles of windowing.
has been these caves were
Mammoth Cave. Close, but winding has to do with the wind. So try a long eye. Say winding.
passages have
Yeah.
been explored and Mammoth Cave explored.
Do you know what winding means? Winding passages. Yeah, very good thinking. All right, so move on. Choose for your keyword. Choose one.
I was for of a year ago. Mammoth Cave
Let's see. Can you pick out these ones? So Mammoth Cave was. Here's the base word.
covered by a
Yes, I'm That's a soft C. So it's
ocean, a massive ocean.
There you go.
When the ocean rise and the cave when left but
Well, more left. B. B. Finish the word. Behind.
Behind, but there is still water found and in this case the beach 316 feet from
Okay, so let's stop and talk about what you have for your keywords. It's okay if you didn't finish the front. Let's talk about a couple of your keywords. So you have, what's your keyword, your first one? Stalactites. Yes? So what can you tell us about stalactites?
They're on top of the cave.
On top of or?
Well, they're like to like keep the cave coming together.
Well, they come down from the inside of the ceiling. They grow down. Which one of your keywords do you want to use to tell us about what you're in? This one or this one? Okay, so what about explored?
Many caves and some explored talked there many than at least 600 millions of
Miles,
of
tunnels,
to desert
break it apart,
covered.
there you go, okay. So what about explored? How much of the caves have been explored?
600.
Well, how many miles have been explored? More than
400.
More than 400 miles have been explored. That's a long way. What can you tell us about one of your keywords? Winding. So what about the caves?
They say those winding passages have been explored.
Yeah, so the passages are where windy. That means there's a lot of curves in there. And what's one of your keywords?
Drippy.
Okay, so what about, yes, tell us about what you told me about drippy.
What is what drippy was that how the cave these things
The,
like dripping?
the stalactites look like they are dripping from the ceiling. Good job. Okay, so a couple things I want to show you. When you come to a word that you're not sure of, well, listen to me do this. Go down to your paragraph that starts with more than 400 miles. Okay? Listen to me read, and I want you to help me fix my mistake. More than 400 miles, or 640 kilometers, of winding passengers have been explored in Mammoth Cave. Does that make sense?
No.
Passengers. Okay. Let me look at that word more closely. All right. Here I said passengers, but it's passages. Passages. So when you come to a word that you're not sure of, think of how you can break it into parts. Because you're coming across a lot of words in here that have several syllables in it. So you can break a word apart in between these two consonants. So this is passages. So you really have to break words apart when you come to ones that you don't know. Here's another example of a word that you saw. Is this the word? What if I read this was the word recorded? Recorded. Let's break this apart. Here's a part you know, re. Here's another part, ed, is when something happened. And this is not chord, because chord, when you say chord, you would see this. This is seed. Seed, this is soft C. Receded. Receded. So break the word apart, and if you're ever not sure of what it means, you can either, do you have iPads or Chromebooks or anything in your classroom?
Yes.
You have iPads? You can go on, if you can break the word apart, you can go on dictionary.com and it'll tell you what receded means. Because you may not be able to figure out what it means. When it says, when the ocean receded, the caves were left behind. Receded means like pulled back. So when the ocean kind of uncovered, it uncovered the caves. It what? Yeah, it did, yep. Like kind of pulled out from being inside the cave. So a lot of what you have to do when you read words is break them apart. Here's another one. To break this word apart, this is us at the end, right? Like you probably know this word. Right? That's the word
Dangerous.
dangerous. So you know this us part, right? This is a long E. So it's enormous. And you put that together, you get enormous. So you have to work on breaking the words apart and sounding each part of the word. So what we're going to do next, can you just stack these right here in the middle? I'm going to give you some letters on a tray. Can you take them out of the bag? We're going to make some words, and that's going to help us really think about those letters and sounds in the words when you read them as well. All right, so I want you to pull off the letter B and pull off the C, and you can line them up right in front of you. E, H, L, R, S, T, and U. Okay, so you have B, C, E, H, L, R, S, T, U. And this is just in case I need to show you any. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Pull down out of the, and then you can put your tray up here, like that. So you have to, so you just have those letters that you need, right? Just 1, 2. And I want you to pull down 4 letters and make the word lush. Yep. Say lush. Lush. Start with the first letter. Sh. Yeah. Close, but you only need 4 letters. Got it? Good. And just put it together. And then you have lush. All right. Add a letter to lush and make it say blush. Yep. Do exactly that. Say the new word and think about those sounds. Blush. Blush. Good. Well, close. If you break it apart, it should say bull-ush. So keep the ush here. Bull. You're missing a letter. Bull-ush. Bull is what letter? There you go. And then you make it, and that's blush. Now change blush and make it say brush. If you're not sure what to do, break it apart before the vowel. So let's go back to blush. Break it apart. So instead of bull-ush, it should say burr-ush. Burr, then the ush. There you go. All right, now change brush and make it say crush. Crush. So this will help you when you're reading and you're writing to pay attention to all the letters and sounds in the words. Next, change crush and make it say crust. Good. Okay, so cur, you need cur in the beginning. Cur is one letter. Then ust, and then you can put it together. Let's see, it needs to be cur, ust. So cur, and then this has to be ust. Ust. Hear the difference? Ah, there you go. All right, now make crust, say crest. Crest. Break it apart before the vowel, and instead of cur-ust, it needs to be cur-est. So if you break this apart, it has to be cur-est. You're close, but you missed. There you go. Crest. Just gonna put it straight. All right. Wait a minute. Cur. Right now, yours says cur-ust. It has to be cur-est. What vowel? There you go. And now make crest. Say chest. Chest. You're close, but now it has to be ch-est. What other letter do you need to make this say ch? This has to be ch-est. There you go. And then you can put it together and you can check and make sure it says chest. All right, good job. You can put your letters back on your tray. Oh no, you have to put them back where they go. See the little gray letters there? Put them back where they're supposed to go. So when you read, make sure you pay attention to every letter that's in every word and break apart your words. And you can do the same thing when you write. And then can you put those back in the bags? Yep, and then put it back in your bags, and then when that's it, you can go back to class. Here's your bag. Thanks for letting me practice with you. And you can finish reading, tomorrow, you can finish reading with your teacher about Mammoth Cave. I'll hold on to these for you.